so excited as you come in. Super excited to have all of you. You're just popping up on our screens. Boom, 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 boom. Lots and lots of you. So we are actually going to get started 5 minutes past the hour, just to let everyone get in, get acquainted with the room. Some of you, it may be the first time you've ever been into a Zoom room before. So I'm going to go through some basics so we can have the best experience possible here today. You will notice as you come into the room that you will be placed on mute. Because guess what? We realize it's Super Bowl Sunday and you got things to do, okay? So we are just excited to have you as part of our group today. And go ahead and find that chat pod. So you should see a chat pod down at the bottom if you're on a PC. I'm seeing all your beautiful faces. I'm so excited. So find that chat pod, and I want to know where are you joining us from? And then I also want to know, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you in your bookmaking abilities? So go ahead and put that in the chat. Oh man, wow! We have everyone all over the world in here. Memphis, Tennessee, California. It's going so fast, I can't even keep up. Let's see. Nevada. All right. I see some 7. I see some 3s coming in.
Isn't the ID? There's an ID, but it doesn't hide.
And if you're not on mute, go ahead and just make sure at the bottom of your screen that you mute yourself. So that we can have the best experience possible here today. Oh, I see some newbies. I see some people from India, Canada, Texas, Huntsville, Alabama. All right, I see some Bama girls in here. I like it. New York City. I don't know why every time when I see New York, I always think about that commercial. New York City. Quebec. I see you, girl. Awesome. So excited to have y'all here. And if you're just joining us, go ahead and put in the chat pod where you are calling from. And also, what is your confidence in bookmaking between 1 and 10? I'm seeing some 9s. We've got some pros. And then if you are on your phone and you're struggling maybe to find that chat pod, you'll see it if you click the dots, and then you should see options, and then you should be able to see the chat pod. So we've got some 7s, we've got some 3s, we've got some 5s, we've got some 0s, and that's A-okay. We've got some 8s. All right. 6, 4. We've got Ireland represented here today, Washington, New Jersey, UK, Denmark. Awesome. We have got it covered when it comes to all of our countries here. And it looks like we have about 630 people online with us. So if I didn't see you in the chat pod, it's moving pretty quickly. So you may not know this accent, or you may, who knows? I am Tiffany, the girl behind the Southern Gals Designs, and I'm super excited to be your host and take you on the journey that we're about to go through over the next hour today. So as I said, we realized that it's Sunday and you have things to do, and I'm seeing some hashtags Tiff made you do it out there in the chat pod. So, if we hope that you can stay with us, we will be doing the giveaway at the very end. So make sure that you are kind of tuned in, and you will be able to enter that giveaway by the chat pod. So if you haven't had an opportunity to actually get on the chat pod, go ahead and find that now as you have the opportunity to do so. And I'm going to give everybody just one more bonus minute. Woo, we've got New York with a 10. Celeste, I see you, girl. You a pro. You could probably teach me some things. We've got some 5s coming in, 8s, 10s, 6s. So the book collective, the Bookmaker Collective is really all about enjoying the community of artists, right? So you are going to have the opportunity to meet the 6 bookmakers that are behind this amazing idea called the Book Collective. And our goal here today is to share with you some secrets that we found over the course of our years as bookmakers that have provided us the ability to be able to feel a little more confident. And I'm seeing some people in here are brand new. Maybe you've never even made a book before, and that's okay as well. So what is the Bookmaker Collective? You're like, y'all blew up Instagram, girl, and we don't even know what you're talking about. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you, it's a series of 6 live bookmaking workshops. That's right. So 6 of us is 6 of us girls who are going to teach you how to create 6 different books, which you'll get to learn a little bit in just a moment. Our goal is really to bring community and confidence right to your doorstep. There will be a limit to the live classes, and we will be notifying you once we hit capacity or close to capacity via our newsletter. So you definitely want to make sure, as you hear the artists show you what they're going to be teaching in their workshop, that you capture their information so you can get on those newsletters. And guess what? Oh my gosh, the very first live workshop is in just 3 weeks. I am so excited, and we'll be there with bells on to learn from Miss Allie, who's going to tell us a little bit about her project in just a few minutes. So there will be recordings available to all participants. So we realize that you may or may not be able to sit through it because it is a 2-day workshop. So you will get 7 hours of content. And you know what? Guess what? You may want to go back and rewatch it. Because I know if you're like me, when I take classes, I'm like, how did Allie do that now? So the great thing is you will have those recordings available to all participants if you can't make it or you have to leave the live workshop. Participants will have the ability to receive a supply list plenty of time in advance, so you have all of the products and supplies that you need to be able to do our workshops. And guess what? There will be an option for you to purchase the supply kits, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later because some things may be a little more difficult for people to find. And then I'm going to give you all the details about all the pricing and how to register later here today. And then again, make sure that you stay all the way to the end because we are giving away, drum roll, a whole set of VIP, meaning that you will get every single workshop that we do, and we're giving away that value here today. And it looks like we have 700 people on Zoom right now. That's why I want to make sure that you find that chat pod because that is a huge value. Now, who is ready to hear from the artist? Get me in that chat pod and say, oh yeah, Tiff, we're ready. Woohoo! Yeah. Me. All right. So, like I said, our very first artist up is going to be Miss Allie Manning from Vintage Page Designs. She's going to show us the actual class that she'll be teaching live, and then she's going to share with you her bookmaking confidence secret. So, Allie, it's over to you.
All right, thank you. Hang on, let me just pin myself. Yay, excellent. All right. Welcome, everybody. I cannot believe how many people are here. Oh my God, we're on like 700. So welcome. Thank you ever so much for being here. Thank you, Tiff. You're the most fabulous MC. My name is Allie Manning. I'm originally from England, but I am now living in Massachusetts. And I'm going to break the rules starting right off the bat. I'm going to give you my my tip first, and then I'm going to tell you about my class, and you'll see why in a second. But many years ago when I started making books, which was like 20 years ago, like I had a vision for how I wanted my books to look, but the vision didn't quite marry up with the end product. It was always like it fell apart, it was wonky. And I soon realized that I needed a few basic skills. I needed a few I needed to educate myself on a few sort of fundamental sort of bookmaking skills. So I got myself a book and I took a couple classes. And once I had got a few of those basics down, like, what paper. Hold on, someone just muted me. Once I'd figured out a few of those basic skills,
Hey, excuse me, Allie, real quick.
Yes.
Can you make sure that you're pinned, please? Because people are saying that they can't see you. So if you'll just make sure you're pinned, it appears as if though you are on my side.
I am on my side too. You know what? Maybe they need to go to a speaker view, not gallery view. What do you think? Because I think I'm pinned.
They're getting you. Okay, I see a lot of them. They can see you now. So, yep, you're good to go. Sorry. Want to make sure they can see your beautiful face.
Oh, thank you. I'm putting on makeup like the first time since the pandemic started, right? So my tip for you ladies and for everyone on this call today is, in order to be a more confident bookmaker, I really feel like you could learn some basic skills, just a few kind of fundamentals, and also get yourself a few basic tools. So that's what makes me feel a more confident bookmaker. And then once I've got those basics down, then I can break those rules. I can understand why something went wrong. I can kind of look back and think, oh, I didn't get my grain quite right. That's why my project didn't go right. So I feel like it makes me a more creative bookmaker if I know what my basic, some of those basic skills are. So that would be my tip for you. Learn a little bit about glue, learn a little bit about the right papers, some basics of sewing and how to make holes. And so the reason I'm telling you this first is because my class is the first one up. And that is going to be on February 26th and 27th. And we are going to cover some of these basics in that class. So particularly for you folks who are new to making books, this might be a really good place for you to start. So in my class, we will be making these 4 mini journals. You may well have seen photos of them online already. And they're these little mini books with 3 little signatures in each. And we'll kind of go step by step through how to make yourself a signature, how to punch holes, how to do some basic sewing skills. I should really look at my notes in case I forget anything. So as we go through, you're going to need very minimal tools and supplies for this. You're going to just need some craft text, some paper and some thread, all of which Andrea will have available to you. The neat thing about this is the material we're going to be using on the cover is actually craft text, which is like a paper fabric. And if you look at it, you can't rip or tear it. So it's really, really a forgiving fabric to use in your book cover. So particularly if you're new and, you know, sometimes you rip the paper when you're sewing, that never happens with craft text. And the reason I chose this for you all, this as a cover, is that it's a fantastic base for any kind of mixed media. So once you've made your little blank canvases, your little blank mixed media journals, you can go crazy. So this craft text, it takes acrylic paint, it takes watercolors, watercolor pencils, it takes inks, spray inks, you can stencil, you can rubber stamp, you can go wild with it. So these little books that you make are going to be a fantastic blank canvas for you to kind of express your creativity. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. To kind of summarize, my tip is get a few of the bookmaking basics under your belt so that you can really let your creativity flourish and fly. And I hope that you'll be able to join me in my class and learn how to make these 4 cute little books. And yeah, if you have any questions about my project, about the supplies or anything like that, feel free to pop them in the chat and we will answer them. And let me just check. Yep. Feel free to pop them in the chat. I don't think I changed the chat over. Hang on one second. Let me just change the chat. You can pop them in the chat right now. And also I will share on the screen a great way to get hold of me. So,
and Allie, we're getting a lot of questions about where to purchase the craft text, and you can actually get that. We're going to send you the registration link, but you can actually go in and take a look at Andrea's shop. Yep. And you will be able to see the selection of craft text and other materials that you will be able to have access to as well. And if there is anyone who was unable to see the project, then you will have access to the recording of this. So if you were unable to see Allie, you will be able to see that. And now you can see where you can find her to ask questions, to be able to sign up for her newsletter, and to be able to follow her journey more specifically to her project. So thank you so much, Allie. I'm excited because I love the holes, and I'm nervous but excited to see if Tiff can actually do those neat stitches that you got. So.
Yes, you can. Tiff, can I just say one quick thing?
Yes.
A couple questions have come in. People have asked how big are the journals? They're tiny. They're like 5 inches high by 3.5. So that was quite a few people have asked that question. So, but feel free to email me or message me any other questions you have, folks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allie. And next up, we have Kristen from Altered State Studios. She's going to be teaching the Dipped and Sewn Journal. So, Kristen, you're up. Share with them your secret as well as show and tell of what they'll be making in your class.
Well, welcome, everybody. I just want to welcome everybody. I cannot believe the number of people that are joining us this morning. So I would say good morning. It's morning here, but welcome for everybody out there. Thank you so much for being here. I too may start with my tip just to start. So like Allie, she kind of gave you some of the basics. She's going to do the stitching and really needed to learn, kind of some of those fundamental things. My big tip is that I am horrible at following directions. And so that is what, masking tape, maybe more paper and glue. To me, there are no mistakes. And if your page falls out, we're going to sew it in or stitch it in or tape it in. We will fix it. That is what makes our art books super interesting and makes them really ours, is part of that whole process while we're making them and we're kind of problem solving. So my tip is that there really is no mistakes out there. I tend to keep mine very simple, but we're just going to have a really good time. Masking tape is your best friend. So yes, masking tape. So I want to show you my little book. Mine too is kind of small. It actually probably measures about, I'd say like 4 by 4, maybe 5 by 5. I tend to like a little square, and we are going to be doing some dipping in dyeing, some hand stitching. We're going to kind of keep it simple, like I said, but walking you through kind of a limited palette. I have been kind of researching sewing and doing some different stitching, and I have loved how that has turned out. And so, like I said, we're going to kind of keep it simple here. We're going to work through problems. We're going to just kind of let our creative journey take us to wherever that might be. But again, you'll notice on the side of mine already, masking tape was already here because I tried to bind this a different way and that did not work. So we went back to the drawing boards and did it a different way. So I think that, again, some of what makes this group so great is that we all are different bookmakers. We all approach it a little different. We each have a very different style, and it will just be really good for you to join us to just be able to capture kind of all of our magic in all of our classes. So I hope that you will join me on this little book journey and join all of us. But I want to say thank you again, and I will give it back to Tiffany.
Thank you, Kristen. I'm super excited because we all know that masking tape is my spirit animal. So, Allie, would you share with us how people can connect with Kristen? And then, Kristen, just so I can clarify, I have some questions in the chat. You will be showing them how to bind this book and work in the contents of the papers as well.
Yes, for sure. I'm sorry, I didn't explain that very well. So Saturday evening, we'll actually do some hand sewing. We'll get some of our fabrics ready, and we'll get all of our papers ready. So that Saturday, we're going to do our fabric, our papers, we're going to dye them, and then we'll let everything dry overnight so that when we come back on Sunday, we're really going to take kind of each page one at a time. We're going to really look at it and see, you know, what does this need? It'll be a real kind of limited palette and really simple things, but it will make the journal just super charming at the end. So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And you should be able to see, everyone should be able to see your contact information. So if you have questions, and guys, we're turning off the main chat for Kristen. If you would go ahead and type in the chat pod for everyone how to contact you that way, and then we will turn it back on, guys, in just a minute. But we're going to turn it off just because you may lose how to connect with the artist. And then next up, we have the amazing Wendy. Let me unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Awesome. So I'm Wendy, and my Instagram account is willa.wanders. And I'm also here to tell you my secret before I show you my project for this Bookmaker collective. So I have been a paper artist for a very long time, but it wasn't until really, really recently that I started doing that thing that we all know as art journaling. So I used to look on Instagram and I would see people like Tiff and these incredible, complex looking art journal pages. And I had no idea how to begin. I mean, I would look at a blank page and it would totally overwhelm me. So what I discovered along the way is that for me and my personality, it's never really a great idea to start with a blank page. So my secret is learn techniques of how to create books for yourself so that you're never staring at a blank page. So my project is going to be a process of how to create pages in a really non-thinking and intuitive way, so that by the time you're actually constructing your books, and these are what the books like, I do make small books, but you could actually make your book, sorry, I just shook my camera. You could actually make your book in any size that you want. So we'll talk about that in my workshop, that you need to do what works for you. And I'm going to take you through a really, really, really fun process of using your jelly plate and under papers and collage and mark making tools and really everything in your mixed media toolkit to create these very large sheets of intuitive papers. And then we're going to deconstruct those, and those will become the pages in your journal that you make in the size that you want to make it. And then we're going to spend time actually on the second day of the workshop talking about how to do something that I'm going to just call whole book journaling. It's also a process where it requires a lot less thinking and stressing out. And you end up with really, really, really cool, messy, beautiful, yummy pages in your art journal without all of the stress of, oh my gosh, you know, how do I create that thing? Because that was always like the big mystery to me was, I realize it's kind of hard because the lighting is a little funny, but I want you guys to know exactly how to create these incredible things in your books that have so much depth and life to them and take away all of that unknown and all of that stress. So that's my project. That's my secret. And did I cover everything? Tiff?
Yes, I believe so. If you would, Allie, go ahead and pull up how people can connect with you, Allie, if you'll pull that up for Wendy. If you have any questions, and guys, just because the chat is overwhelming, we want to make sure that you're able to hear and see the projects from the artists. And again, if you're not able to see them, they will be a recording that will show you the detailed info. And then Allie's going to work on sharing her screen to be able to see how you can connect with Wendy and ask her any questions that you may have about her project. Super excited to go through. I love that open spine binding. I've never done that before, so I'm really excited. And I love it. You had me when you said you don't have to think about it. I was like, yes, girl, yes, that's my jam. So thank you, Wendy. I'm excited for your project.
Joining us.
All right, let's move back. And then I will be the next one. So mine is going to be the end of June, June the 31st, and then August the 1st. And I guess I'll go in cadence with everyone else, and I'll go ahead and give you my secret. And my secret, y'all, is use trash. What? Tiffany, yes. So this is how I feel about I like reimagining what journals can be created with. So for me, taking the pressure off of that expensive watercolor paper or feeling as if though it just puts too much stress on Tiff. And I'm like, no, art is about having fun. So I prefer to use some probably unique and unusual products to create journals with. And so that brings me to my project, and we will be creating a clear journal, and it will be called Through the Looking Glass. So you may have seen this journal on the cover of Somerset Studios 2018 October edition. And I thought it was a great way to just really explore how we can create something unique and different. And then also, how can we add the things that I love, like vintage photos that tell a story of another life, adding found words and stitching and crackle paste and fabrics, and just really pushing the limits as to what can a journal actually take. And so this will be the project that you will go through. It's probably about a 6x6 size square journal, but we will work on the binding and the content of how do you get your journal like this. And then we will also talk through the steps on creating and altering images. You can use magazine images, you can use vintage, and then we'll also go through a few things like adding stitching to the pages. And how does that work? What does it do to the overall process of the journal? And so I'm super excited to be teaching this in that 7-hour workshop. Again, that's split over 2 days. It's a Saturday and a Sunday for my particular workshop. And then some of them, they will always be on the weekend, and you will get the recording on how to do that. So, Allie, if you will throw up my links on how you can connect with me and ask questions. And again, remember, you will have access to that kit that Andrea will be talking about a little later. And yes, that's tiff.goff@gmail.com. And then you can find me on Instagram at southerngals_designs. And I would be happy to answer any and all questions that you may have. All right. And then next up, we have Miss Dede. You'll have to take yourself off mute.
Can you hear me?
We can.
All right. So, hi, everybody. My name is Dede Catron. It is nice to meet you. And I have butterflies. Holy crap. I didn't think I would, but I do. So, first of all, I want to start by saying I can't believe how much creativity is in this group that has come together. The girls have mentioned before, but we're also excited to have you and to learn from each other that we've all signed up for each other's classes. So if that doesn't show you like how exciting and how much camaraderie there is, I'm really not sure what would. But for my secret, and I can't believe how cool everyone's secrets have been, I want to tell you that not everything has to be perfect. And even as simple as, or maybe importantly as, how you fold your papers that you'll turn into signatures for your books, which are groups of paper that are inserted inside your binding. So that being said, I'm going to show you my project and then show you kind of a couple little things about it. My book is 3 inches tall by 4 inches across, and you can see how imperfect it has, sort of ripped edges and lots of stitching, and the pages inside are all different sizes and made of all different materials. And we'll be able to use some more fragile papers inside by having a nice sturdy cover. So I'm going to try and, if you can hear this. So it's a product that I call book bones, and we'll be using those to create this book. And our book, it's called, oh, I should say Noted Confidential, because it has a little secret on the cover. And if we untie this, then there's like a second journal inside our cover. So we will go over some different ways to bind pages together to make signatures, and how you can use some more fragile, imperfect papers on the inside by having a nice sturdy cover and binding on the outside.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That is so awesome. You know, when you showed us the book, I did not see that like accordion part on the front. Oh, I'm so stoked. I can't wait to create that journal. And those bones, those book bones are really cool as well. So thank you, Dede. And if you'll go ahead, Allie, and share with everyone how to connect with Dede. So if they have any questions, want to look her up, send her a message on Instagram, then they can do that as well. And when was your class again, Dede?
Oh, it is, I'm so sorry. Those butterflies are seriously getting to me now. October 16th and 17th.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm getting some questions in the chat about pricing. Guys, I'm going to cover that in just a few minutes. So thank you so much, Dede, for sharing with us your project. And then last, but certainly not least, the lady behind the bookmaking and the kits is going to be Miss Andrea from A Work of Heart Studio. Andrea, share with us what your project is and your secret.
Oh my goodness, you guys, I don't want to forget anything. So I'm going to start with my secret again, like everybody else, because once I get that out of the way, then I get to show you the fun stuff. My secret is I have a mantra that I live by, and those of you who have taken classes from me before know what it is. It's first, not only. So I try to really dive into that and be like, I am going to make more books, more books, more books. And not worry about having a pile up of them, because that's a creative problem that I can solve tomorrow. What am I going to do with all of them? Lots of things to do with them. But I become a confident bookmaker by doing things in repetition and then living in those journals. So that brings me to, I'm going to change my camera. I'm going to go a little off script here. I'm going to change my camera. And this is my daily creative practice journal. And let me break it down for you. This is version 2.0. Actually, it's probably version 5.0.
Yeah,
To
I
be
put my
honest with you, because
earbuds
I've been
on,
living in
so-
these. Can somebody take care of the mute for me? I've been on that the whole time, but right now somebody else needs to take care of muting people. I've been living in these journals in this style since 2014. Oh my goodness, my 2014 is up here. I have been creating these and living in them for years, and this is what they look like. It's a first not only approach, right? Here's what it looks like in the end, at the end of the year, and you'll have your entire year in your hand. But what I'm going to take you through doing before that is making 12 individual signatures that are their own on their own. They're little standalone pamphlets, right? And so each spread is enough for you to live in your journal and be creative 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. If you want to take it 1 day at a time, you see I'm doing the 100-day project right now. And you can do a little something every day. So break it down to the smaller bits. So my project will have you making these individual pamphlets that you live in throughout the year. And with my new binding version, 2.0, version 2.0, you actually are creating the book as you go. So when you're done with the signature for January, you just slip it into the binding system. So this is a build it as you go binding system. And then at the end of the year, how cool is this, that you would have your entire year to reflect on? It's a great place to, even if you don't want to use it as a calendar like I do, it's a great place to keep like those challenges that come across your path that you want to try different. I'm switching back to my other camera. Hold on a second. There we go. So it's a great place to try challenges, try prompts, try living in your journal daily, because what good is making a bunch of books? This is my opinion. What good is making a bunch of books if you don't actually live in them and work in them, right? And so I hope that the journal that I bring to you, that I teach you, will get you living in your journal and being creative every day.
Oh, I love that, girl. You was about to preach. I love using what we have, right? So
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andrea. I love that your book is very easy to travel with each month. And then I am thrilled to be able to take it to figure out how you're going to allow us, because I love a big old fat thick journal, and I love how that looks. So I'm super excited about your project as well. And if you would, Allie, go ahead and share how people can connect with Andrea. And then Andrea, if you would go ahead and put in the chat pod how people can connect with you if they have specific questions. And y'all, Andrea is the woman behind the kits. So you definitely want to make sure that you connect with her because she has a brick and mortar studio where she actually sells art supplies. And so she's a great resource to use. So super excited about that, Andrea. And while I have you on the line, girl, Andrea, I want you to tell us about those kits that are available, and then how do people get all of the details and all of the things when it comes to the kits?
All right. So each of the supply lists will be released at least 30 days ahead of the time of the teacher. So I know people are kind of nervous about making sure that they have all the supplies ahead of time. So we're working on getting all the supply lists, everything sourced and all that, so that I can stock the store. And I want to give a big, huge shout out to and she's on the call right now. Noreen is my right hand. She is I've given her a name, right? She's my chief making officer. She's my CKO. So my CKO, Noreen, is on the call right now. She's also going to be taking these classes right along with you. She was our first VIP, you guys. She signed up for VIP before I even started announcing, right? So Noreen, thank you so much. She's my right hand at constructing, putting together these kits. I have the supplies all broken out in my shop, so you can buy, if you just need the craft text, or you just need the needles, or you just need an awl, you can pick those up, but we will put together specialized kits. We're gonna have 2 kits for each. So once you get the basic Bookmaker's kit, where you've got all the needles, the X-Acto, the whatever we consider a basic Bookmaker's kit, We're also going to have specialized kits that are going to have special, like with Kristen, you may want some RIT dye, but you don't want to buy a big jug of it. We're going to have little containers of the colors that she's using in her class. And specialty papers. Some of the teachers are putting together handmade papers for, not all of them, but some of them are putting together handmade papers for your kit. Those are going to be in limited supply. I will tell you the VIPs are going to get first crack at those because I'm going to give them a heads up 48 hours before I release them to everybody else. Does that answer everybody's question? Does that answer the question, Tiff? I could go on and on, but.
It does answer the question. Allie, could you throw us up that graphic really quick if anybody wants to? Again, the shipping is going to be for US only, I think, right? And then we also have, they're going to be limited amount of kits. So it's a first come, first serve. And then not only do VIPs get the 48-hour in advance, but they're also going to get free shipping on these kits as well. So just want to make sure everybody understands how the kits work. You do not have to purchase a kit. Okay, so you can do just the class itself and you will get the list of the supplies. But if you would like to, and it makes it easier for you to have the one-stop shop, Andrea and Noreen's got your back. So
if you have questions, I see the questions, why US only for the shipping? I will do Canada. You can connect with me on email and we'll figure out a way. Just that's the way my store is set up. So we'll figure out a way. But yeah, so no sad faces. You see the
yeah, we just want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get the kit and have it ready to be able to use. And I know right now international shipping, it gets a little tricky to make sure that you can get it. So make sure if you're not in the US and you do want a kit, get with Andrea and let's collaborate about that. You may be able to get that. So yeah, no sad faces. So thank you so much, Andrea, for that explanation on the kits. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. Okay, Tiff, so how much did this cost, girlfriend? So let me tell you, okay? So the explanation of pricing is we have it where you can actually do individual workshops. So you just felt called and led to be able to take Kristen's, because she's so awesome. And you just can do hers. That's okay. You can buy each class a la carte for $127. Okay. That's 127 US dollars that you can take each of our classes, and more than welcome to do that. You will get that 7 hours of live content. You'll be in a Zoom room. Try saying that like 5 times fast. Zoom room with us, and then you will get that one-on-one live questions answered, 7 hours hanging out with us over 2 days. Okay, so some of our workshops are Friday, Saturday. Some of them are Saturday, Sunday. You can find the information in the registration for that. You will get recordings again of all of the content from the live workshops. When it comes to registration, you can go to, the link will be into the chat pod. And if you want to go ahead and turn the chat pod back on, we can do that as well, please. And then all access pass when it comes to VIP. Now we've talked about VIP, but y'all know I wasn't going to let that slide. Y'all know I like to create my own words and my own things. So I'm calling this the Big Daddy Workshop Package. All right. The Big Daddy Workshop Package is going, Dede's laughing at me, is going to give you every single workshop that you learned about today. Okay. And the recordings of those workshops. And it's a 20% discount. So you're going to get everybody's workshop for 20% off at $597. Okay. Now, by the way, we are giving one of those spots away on this call. So you will be able to enter to win, and you will be notified via email. So hang in there if you're still with us. Okay. And then in addition, okay, it gets better. I feel like I'm an info commercial. So it gets even better, guys. So if you are one of our VIPs, in addition to getting all of the workshops, okay, you will be invited to 5 additional private Zoom meetups with the bookmakers of the Bookmaker Collective and other VIPs. So you will be feeling elite, okay? Because we're going to be able to hang out with us. And then you will also get free shipping on any of the kits that you purchase for the workshops. And you get that 48-hour, it's going live. You get to get in early before everybody else. And then again, if you want to register, go to aworkofheart.com and click the links. There will be links available in the chat pod for you as well. And yeah, so that was a lot. Oh my gosh, that was a whole lot of stuff in 45 minutes, y'all. But guess what? Now it's time for Q&A. So if the thing is going crazy over here in the chat, I can't even keep up. So if you have any questions, now is the time to go ahead and throw those in the chat pod for us. Tiffany, if shipping is only for USA, will you be suggesting alternatives for other countries? Liz, what I would say about that is to get with us, like get with Andrea and see if your country is one that is eligible to be able to ship to. And if not, then we will try to come up with some suggested things that may be available in your country. And yes, the Big Daddy is the same as the VIP. Y'all know I had to put some country twang on it. I just felt like it was like, yes, get me some of that. VIP is the Big Daddy Workshop. Are the Zoom workshops unlimited or limited to a number of participants? So we do want to make sure that we always keep first and foremost the learner experience, okay? We want to make sure that we are able to have an intimate setting where we can spend the time, answer the questions for you. So what I would say about that is there will be a limited amount of seating. Okay, we want to make sure that you are aware if capacity begins to fill up, we will notify you via our newsletters. Okay, so it's really key to be able to get signed up for our newsletters so that you have that information and you don't miss out on that special workshop that you want to. How does one become a VIP? Andrea or Allie, someone, can you drop the link in the chat pod? You will see it listed. And there is a class schedule that will be listed, that's already listed, as a matter of fact, on Andrea's website, where you can see each and every one, and you also can see the dates in which they are. Schedule listed. Luann, I see your question. If you click on the link that they just posted, you will be able to see the schedule. Will the recordings expire? No, the recordings do not expire. Do they, Andrea or Allie?
I don't think so, no. I don't think they're going to expire. No.
Yeah, you will have those recordings, so you should be good to go on that. Is there a way to pay in increments for the VIP? Wendy, no. If you are unable to do the VIP package, you would just buy the ones a la carte. Will you be taking Visa payments from overseas or just PayPal? Andrea, that's a question for you.
I think Visa payments from overseas works fine. You have that option.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, somebody's having a problem getting into the, Carmen, I see your question about not being able to access the website. It may be we're overrunning it right now, so give it just a minute and you should be able to get in there. And you will also see, I'm seeing a lot about questions when it comes to how to find all of the list of classes. They're on Andrea's website. Julie, Julie has a question if we can get all of the newsletter links so everybody can get signed up. That may be something that we can send out in the recording, Allie, Andrea.
That was the plan, was to send a link in the recording email. That's a follow-up. Allie will be sending a link to everyone who registered for this webinar with all these details that we've been talking about spelled out with the links to each of our newsletters so that you all can be on each individual person's newsletter, because we are all doing amazing different things and we want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of them.
Diana, you said, is there one newsletter or newsletter for each artist? And Andrea just addressed that. We all have each individual newsletter, so you can keep up with what we are doing separate besides this, but also collectively as a whole. So Carolyn says that there's a payment surcharge of $17 on credit card payment. Is that only for outside of the US?
No, those are just the fees that we get charged.
Okay, those are just the fees. There you go.
Wow.
See, I've got IT in the background. You see how we doing this? Because I don't know the answers to these questions. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure if y'all see anything that I missed.
Tiff, if they want to avoid the $17 fee, they can hit me up with an address to send a check and I can get them in. Just those are the credit card fees, and that's what goes.
Okay, Andrea's got you if you want to connect with Andrea on saving that $17 fee. Time frame of each day for us.
4 p.m. Saturday night until ending 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. Those are Pacific times, so calculate it out.
Yeah, just Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's 7 my time Central Standard or something like that. 6 or 7.
6 Central Standard, 6 p.m. Central Standard till 6 p.m. Sunday.
Somebody's asking, is there a fee if you use PayPal by chance?
It's all the fee. There's whatever, because the 3% fee, it has to be added on. Otherwise I could bump the cost of the class up to account for that, but it's just what it is.
Another question is, if we sign up for a class, is there a way to cancel in case of emergency?
The cancellation policy is on my website. I'm not going to recite it right now, but you can find it there. And also, because they're recorded, if you're not able to make it, you'll still get the recording.
Perfect. And then I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dede.
No, there have been lots of questions about the supply list. So we all have worked hard to make all the lists absolutely as detailed as possible. Check the website, check aworkofheart.com, and you'll see the individual listings for each class. If the information's not there, it's coming soon, and they're just the ones that are more towards the end of the year. So you guys, again, the kits are optional. All these artists are amazing and have some really fun products for you to use, and great techniques, and all the lists are there for you to individually see what you already have at home to use or acquire should you need to.
Yep. Thank you so much for that. And then Judy, the afternoon class for the ones on Saturday would be 8 p.m. Eastern time for a few hours. We want to give you a little homework so that you're prepared for the next day for Sunday, so that we're not, because a lot of times you got to dry stuff. Who hates sitting there waiting on stuff to dry? So for the majority of them, there will be a few hours on either Friday or Saturday, and then the next day will be the bulk of the content there. So that should hopefully answer your questions. And guys, we're going to have to cut the questions off right here. If we will have access to be able to go back and answer any questions that we didn't get to, and we will send that out in our recorded email as well, just to make sure that everybody has all the answers. And a lot of those answers are answered once you get to Andrea's website. You can just read through it. It's very well laid out. So now, guys, here's the time. The time is here. If you have not been in the chat pod yet, now is the time you want to buckle up, okay? Because like I said, we will be sending out the winner of the giveaway, but in order for you to enter the giveaway, you have to answer this question, okay? So in the comment section in Zoom, I want to know, which of the secrets do you think will be your biggest takeaway to help you feel more confident in your bookmaking journey?
Wow. Look at all these things. Oh
and
my
we
God.
are going to keep the chat pod open, guys. So if you need to spend a little time Holy moly, there is so many, like, I can't even keep up. So again, which of the secrets do you think will be the biggest takeaway to help you feel more confident in your book making journey? So I'm seeing so many things, so much stuff coming on, and we're going to stay here to keep that chat pod open till the end of the hour. And then we will also make sure that if there's any outstanding comments, questions that we need to address as a group, we will address those and make sure that you're feeling confident and comfortable in the classes that we have available. But I did see a lot of shout outs about just the variety of books that we have available. And I think that is like the biggest thing, is you get to learn so many different techniques all in one spot. And that's what makes this a really unique collective group, is to have anything from Allie's beautiful stitching on the binding to just each one of them. Kristen stitching inside the journal with fabric, and Andrea taking on this journey for the next 12 months. And then Dede with that funky, cool accordion secret message on the front. And then Wendy just taking us through how to let go and allow those stresses to kind of be discarded and not so forceful, but enjoying as we work through a lot of those journals and books. So anybody have any last words, any questions that you saw that we have time to address, ladies?
I just want to say, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Like, I have this vision of all of us with all of our books at the end of 2021, like holding these 6 incredible books and feeling like we had an incredible year, because I think it's pretty clear at this point, 2021 is not going to be a normal year. It may not be a normal year for the whole entire year. And it just seems like an opportunity presented itself that we can focus on. I think everyone here who came today loves making books, loves art journaling, and what a feeling we'll all have, like, looking at what we did in 2021. So I am wildly excited.
I am too. I can't stand it. I'm ready. Let's go. We got 3 weeks till Allie's goes live, and I'm super excited to be there. What else, ladies? What other comments? Emotional outbursts? We'll take them all.
I have a quick question. Is there a limit on the number of VIPs?
Yes.
There is. We only have 250 VIP spots available, and we already have quite a few signups, I believe. So go ahead and get in there if you feel led to take all of our classes. We'll love it.
Also, is there a deadline to sign up, Tiff?
Handy dandy notes. Did I forget that? Let me look.
I think it was February 16th, maybe.
Yeah, Feb 16 is the VIP deadline.
Yep, there you go. VIP. You better get your VIP on, because you only got a little bit of time to get it. Thank you very much.
And I just had one quick question. What do you think we'll be doing during these like VIP sessions in the off months? What was our vision for that? Do you remember, Andrea or Dede or Wendy?
Yeah, we talked about having roundtable discussions. So they aren't projects or class-based, but just get to know the artist, have conversations, have like everyday conversations. So I think that term, like roundtable discussion, is the perfect sort of label for those off months for us.
Nice.
I also think it's a great opportunity to actually work in the books that we made the month before. So just like Andrea said, like, her goal is not to make a book and then have it sit on a shelf forever. Her goal is to make a book and then actually use the book. So it could be the time where we're also sharing, what does the book look like? Everyone's books are going to look different. As much as we're sharing a project with you, I believe people have their own styles. They just come out naturally. So we're going to be able to share it with each other. We're going to be able to actually do more work in those books, possibly, you know, do some completion on them. That's kind of what I envision as the roundtable experience.
Nice. That sounds fun. I'm really looking forward to that.
Hey, Andrea, do you mind putting your website again, please, in the comments, if you don't mind?
Sure, no problem.
Right.
Perfect.
Sorry. there's
Upcycle.
So many comments.
Near and dear to
here
my
that-
heart.
I think we all love it. That might be what draws us all together.
Right. Yeah. All right. Looks like loads of people have responded. Oh my God, there's so many in the things. In the
It is
comments.
so many. I can't keep up with it.
So many people have mentioned the snowstorms they're having, where I'm also looking out my window at the biggest snowflakes I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
There's so much snowstorming going on.
Desert living for the win, man. Desert living for the win.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what y'all are talking about, but good luck for that. Well, guys, I just want to say, as we close out this hour, thank you so much for dedicating the hour that you spent to us on Zoom. It means so much to each and every one of us that you took the time out of your Sunday to come and hang out and hear about this crazy projects we are doing and this cool thing called the Bookmaker Collective. And we just want to say from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to seeing you in class, and we can't wait to see you there. So until next time, guys, toodaloo.
Love you all.